the deal, and I normally don't start a video with that kind of language, but here's the deal. Joe Biden was and is a sociopath, and I should know. I grew up in a situation where I had to deal with a sociopath. For those of you who know my story, you know that the sociopath happens to have been my dad. And the sad part is, I'm trying to reconcile with him, and in the counseling sessions, he's still showing tendencies to be a sociopath. So this isn't something that I just dealt with like a long time ago and it happened when it happened and all that. I'm still dealing with what I'm dealing with. And so I can recognize the tendencies of someone who's a sociopath, and I didn't need to watch a television to hear what I heard. I listened to what I listened to on the radio, and I could hear that Joe Biden is indisputably and unequivocally a sociopath. The way that he treated Paul Ryan, the way that he dominated the conversation was indeed condescending, was indeed saying, for one thing, and that kind of stuff. I mean, that it sounded in tone like he was a total sociopath. And as for him dominating conversation, unfortunately, that's what I've had to do with my own dad. I've had to let my own dad dominate the conversation, and that's what Paul Ryan had to do with Joe Biden. And I mean, when you're dealing with a sociopath, it's pretty sick. And tell me if this isn't, because I looked up the signs of a sociopath just to make sure I wasn't crazy, because that's, by the way, part of what sociopaths like to make you do. They like to make you feel crazy. But here's the signs, or some signs, of a sociopath. Live in superficial charm, grandiose self-worth, pathological lying, conning and manipulativeness, lack of remorse or guilt, shallow affect, callousness and lack of empathy, poor behavioral controls, impulsivity, irresponsibility, failure to accept responsibility for own actions. And as I said, if that isn't Joe Biden, I don't know what is. And I'll put a link in the description so you can check yourself. But if nothing else, I hope that tonight's debate raises awareness of what sociopaths are like, because there was nothing funny, nothing joking, nothing even just, oh, Joe's being Joe, in terms of what Joe Biden was doing tonight. It was clear that he obviously wasn't drunk. I could wish you were drunk. In fact, I've wished that with my own dad several times. It's worse when they're doing what they're doing when they're sober, because they know what they're doing. It wasn't Joe Biden just making gas. It was Joe Biden deliberately and calculatively knowing what he was doing. And I can't emphasize the point enough, because, as I said, I grew up in a situation where there was sociopathic behavior going on. I'm telling you, at points, I felt like I was back in my dad's house. I felt like I was even at my grandparents' house, because my dad is just like his parents. And there were tears in my eyes. I felt like pulling my hair. I felt so bad for Paul Ryan. I was like, oh my gosh. I could go on, but you get the point. The point is, we all saw Joe Biden for who he is tonight. And I'm telling you, in terms of Joe Biden being a sociopath, it is no joking matter.